And welcome back to the Plaquemines Prep Rewind from Salvo Seafood. As Jason's
Try the alligator.
stuffing his face. Jason's stuffing his face.
I eat so much they make up new words for it, huh?
Yeah, stuffing. That's like half of slob and stuffing. I don't know. Anyway, going to week 8 because we had to take a break. And the first game, Bell Chase O. Perry Walker. Again, we talked about this game pretty much. O. Perry Walker is probably going to be undefeated going in this game.
More than likely.
2 weeks in a row, Bell Chase goes to Berman, so they don't have to travel far, so that's good. Bad news is you're probably not coming back with a win.
No, probably not. O. Perry Walker, again, just too talented. Bell Chase still, dealing with injuries. And if you got guys just coming back, you might be dealing with a little bit of rust, but I think it doesn't matter. I think O. Perry Walker wins that one.
Yeah, O. Perry Walker lit up McDonough 35, and the Cards are not on the level as McDonough 35, and especially not on the level as the Chargers. So that's going to be a big victory for Walker. South Plaquemines at Clark. Jason, I'm
thinking upset. No.
Okay, yeah, you didn't
thinking
pick
I'm upset that I have to keep picking against Clark.
Well, I came away with some motivation for South Plaquemines for this game. So South Plaquemines, here's your motivation. You beat the Dogs by a bigger score than what Bell Chase did. And that way you can say, yeah, y'all didn't play, but you know what? You beat the teams that they beat, but you beat them by more, so technically you could say that you would have beat Bell Chase.
There you go.
And then you got to stay healthy. Stay healthy for Carver in week 9. So we both picking South Plaquemines in that one. Carr at Shaw. You're not picking Shaw again, are you?
No, I'm not picking Shaw this week.
Okay, good.
Sorry, Coach Scott. You got one out of me, but Carr just looks too good right now.
Yeah, I got Cougars show there, the cream of the West Bank crop, both public and private. And Carr is just too good. They're going to be rolling along. Next game, a little bit of a local flair because of the former defensive coordinator, and a huge rivalry game. The Bobby A. Bears of South Lafourche taking on Central Lafourche and a bunch of players we probably don't know much about. But South Lafourche at Central Lafourche, my brother more than likely will be going to that game since he moved to the area. And he said they've been talking about this game since week 1. Not to mention, if South Lafourche, who plays New Iberia this week that we're showing, they will be undefeated going to play Central Lafourche. So Central Lafourche will have a little reason to beat up on the Tarpons, while the Tarpons will have a little reason to stay undefeated.
Well, yeah, and
did I take your breath away on that one?
You kind of took it all. But how do you pick against the Fighting Bobby A. Bears? You made fun of me. I'm one ahead of you maybe for that game earlier in the year where I told you not to pick against the Bobby A. Bears, and you did.
Well, he's still not playing quarterback for them.
No, he's
in
still
fact,
not.
last week they had a rough game because their quarterback, I think it's Kobe Calais, just like the singer, he didn't play last week.
Back there? Is that not what it was?
He didn't play for him last week, but he's back this week, and he's one heck of a quarterback. This kid is good, and Coach Gaines, I mean, they're loving Coach Gaines. He's been there 1 year. He hadn't lost a game yet, knock on wood.
We don't know this guy to lose.
We both picking the Tarpons, I believe, in that game. And the next game we're going to differ on, Destrehan, the Coach Robichaux against the Coach Bankos at East St. John. And East St. John, his team, again, they're riding that winning train. They should be having 3 wins in a row by then. And I got him upsetting Destrehan.
I think Coach Robichaux kind of has Destrehan pointed back in the direction that he wants to have them in. I think East St. John, again, it's great that they're on a winning streak, and I would not be upset if they won this game. But I just think that some of the turmoil they're dealing with, that season's going to feel kind of long, and Destrehan's just kind of in a good spot to be able to take it to East St. John at that point.
Big note for this game is this is only going to be the second home game East St. John will have, and I bet you overlooked that when you were looking at that. But East St. John will be hosting Destrehan. If it was the other way, I think I might have picked Destrehan, but East St. John hosting it, the jambalaya they got down there, maybe they feed some of the guys from Destrehan a little bit before the game. Coach Banko at home. It's pretty much my lock of the week.
Well,
lock of the week.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Next game, Higgins at Hornville, the battle of the H's. And 2 teams that are normally really, really good, struggling this season. I think the Hurricanes' powerful ground game wears down the Lonely Tiger team. As we said, Coach Valden, they've been looking for a way to get rid of him. This might be the reasoning why.
But I think this is the game where Hanville gets it straight. I think Higgins would need a little bit more offense. Maybe they would need Skylar Green back to help out with the Higgins.
He's in New Orleans again, playing for the Voodoo.
But I just think that Hahnville, I can't foresee Hahnville going through a season without a win. And I think
They have one.
I thought they were.
They beat Bonneville.
Oh, that's right. They beat Bonneville.
By 1. That shows you how bad they are.
Well, they already have a win.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but go ahead. You stick with your pick.
I'm going to stick with my pick.
Good. You stick with your pick because that means I'll gain one more game on you or be ahead one game.
I'll say that since Coach Myers is not at Higgins anymore, Coach Stephen Myers.
Yeah, I said they have it Myers.
Since half of the Myers aren't at Higgins anymore, we'll pick Hahnville this
Not a dynamic duo. It's just a single entity now. But I still got Higgins beating Hahnville.
Okay.
And you stick with your Hahnville pick. Brother Martin at Jesuit, 2 of your favorite teams, Jason.
I know a teacher at each school. I really, when you look at Catholic League rivalries, and I know that's what you're getting me to point at, we always hated Jesuit more than anybody else in the Catholic League. But Jesuit's just too good right now. I would love to pick Brother Martin in this spot, but I can't. I'm going to have to go with Jesuit in this one.
Yeah, Tanner
Twice
Lee.
in one game. 1 week.
Yeah, I know, right? In one show. Tanner Lee has the Eagles, has the Blue Jays flying high.
He almost had the Eagles flying
Has the Blue Jays flying high against the Crusaders. And I think it's going to get ugly early. But that's just me. Next game, battle could be an independent type of championship game.
The Crescent
Thomas
City
Jefferson.
League.
Yeah. Thomas Jefferson at Grace King. And Grace King, there's no luck in the Irish for the Grace King Irish this year.
No, Thomas Jefferson. It's you talk about diluting the talent pool on the West Bank. And Thomas Jefferson is a charter school, so it's a little bit different how that works over there. But they seem like they're kind of still in the process of assembling a program. They don't have a big coaching staff.
Nope.
It's very tightly wound. It's the exception to the rule where they're really more about their academics than their athletics. But you can kind of see the parts falling into place for Thomas Jefferson, and I think that Grace King is not going to put up a threat this year.
Well, they had a D1 prospect sign last year because my brother was an assistant coach over there. And then this year, they got another D1 prospect. He's actually playing quarterback. And they actually got a few good little athletes over there.
Oh, they do. And like I said, you give the program time to put it together, and they look like they're pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, Coach Kelly doing what he can with what he has. And they're looking a little better. And I think they're going to be beating Grace King. So we agree on that game. Another game, St. Paul's at Ponchatoula. Are you going to go against St. Tierney 2 weeks in a row?
Sorry. I'll run extra laps when I get home. I am going to go against St. Tierney again. I think St. Paul's is kind of putting it together at the right time of year.
St. Paul's clawing back as a contender?
Clawing back.
The Wolves?
And they'll be able to swim over the green wave. How you would say that? Cats
No,
don't like
clawing
water.
back as a contender.
Well,
They're the
I know
Wolves.
that. Yeah, they're the Wolves.
Claws. Get it?
But I don't think they like to swim. And they're going up into a green wave, so
whatever.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I picked St. Paul's. Okay?
Right.
I picked St. Paul's.
All that for nothing. You picked
All that.
did the whole green wave thing, and then you picked St. Paul's. What are you, Lee Corso Jr.? Anyway, I got St. Paul's winning that game. And a game that's not local, but it's very big statewide, especially in Shreveport. Calvary Baptist, the Fighting Booties, against the Evangel Christian Eagles, the Fighting Durons.
I think the old booties against the new booties, if you will.
Evangel 1 versus Evangel 2,
2.
because all Calvary Baptist is pretty much a complete carbon copy of Evangel, just a different name.
I see Miss New Booty. That would be Calvary.
Miss New Booty? Isn't that a song?
It is. Or Mr. New Booty, if you will.
Yeah,
Calvary
Mr. New
Baptist. They look like they are they look more like old Evangel does than Evangel does right
Well,
now.
half the coaching staff is Evangel products.
I mean, it's essentially Evangel West, and I'd take Calvary in that one. And I think Calvary, as the new school, really wants to prove it. They're going to continuously, until Evangel can kind of put that program back together, I think Calvary is going to be the team to beat in that rivalry for at least the foreseeable future.
And, folks, you talk about a rivalry. This is like the Hatfields versus the McCoys. A lot of bad blood. Both teams have great football fields, great football programs. And it's
like two mini colleges playing each other almost.
There's no love lost between these two teams. And I got to go with Calvary Baptist and the Fighting Booties defeating the Fighting Durons. And, of course, I had a friend in college. His dad is now the president of Calvary Baptist. Not why I'm picking him, but anyways.
That payment was made under the table and earlier today, right?
I wish. We'd be throwing them up as a sponsor real fast if they were, because I know they got the money up there. So week 8, we differ on how many games? 1, 2? 2 games.
2 games.
So I will be up next time we have a show. I'll be up on you by 2 games.
If you want to look at it that way, I was
because
thinking
I will win both of these games.
Nice, comfortable 4-game cushion there.
Well, yeah, because you're up 1 now. I'll get that back from week 7, and then week 8 Yeah, you're not gonna have a 4-game cushion.
Coach Scott, don't let me down. That's all I gotta say.
You can forget about that. Again, he's 1 game up. He's 34-16. I'm 33-17, and score updates is 40-10. They went 5-5 last week, so they're coming back. But remember, I told you what I told you a few weeks ago. It's on. I've picked with my heart. Now I'm picking with my knowledge, and ever since then, I'm only 1 game back. And I believe that's going to wrap it up for this show. But before we go, big statement wins for the Bellchase volleyball team, as they beat both Academy of Our Lady and they beat Carr. And I believe you got some connections over there at Carr. Now, they got to play Opay Walker, who's up at the top of the echelon in the state. But Carr, at the time they played, was top 5. So a big win for Bellchase, and that volleyball program has been good the last few years.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if you recall, last year they made it all the way to the Pontchartrain Center before losing in the quarterfinals, I believe it was. It's funny, we talked about this earlier. Carr, when we last saw Carr's volleyball team, they were not any kind of a powerhouse, but they really developed over there as well. So it was great to see Bellchase with the big win over Carr.
Yeah, if we can work it out, we're going to try and bring the Bellchase Opay Walker game. I believe it's a Thursday night in 2 weeks. So because we're not going to have a game in a week this week, but in 2 weeks, hopefully we'll try and get that, because that could be actually not in 2 weeks. It'll be October 20, whatever. Maybe it is 2 weeks, because what's going to happen is Bellchase plays Opay Walker at Opay Walker, but this could be either Bellchase would end up having a tie Opay Walker if they happen to lose, or this could solidify the district. So we're going to try and bring that game. And South Plaquemines, they went to 500 with a loss to Patrick Taylor. Now, Patrick Taylor is another good volleyball team. South Plaquemines is in a very good volleyball district with all those teams that they have now. It's a volleyball-heavy type of district. But needless to say, we're representing really well from both of the schools in volleyball.
Oh, absolutely. Volleyball's a little bit different beast when you think about it. Some of these football programs that we always talk about, you have to have, 40, 50, 60 guys to be really competitive.
Yeah.
Volleyball, you only really need like maybe 8 girls, and good coaching can go a long way in volleyball.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of experience coaching high school kids in CYO club volleyball leagues, and if you can train even, I would say athletically challenged kids to just play fundamentally sound, you can go a long way in volleyball. So good coaching there is a big key, and when you put some athletes mixed into that group, the sky's the limit for both of the volleyball teams in the parish.
Yeah, I believe Coach Jamie McQuarters Collins is the head coach at South Plaquemines, and Coach Anne-Marie Dalton is the head coach at Bellchase, doing great things there. And that's going to end up wrapping it up for this show. Of course, we'll be back in a few weeks, and let's hope that Bellchase is not on a 2-game slide, but we got a feeling they're going to be. And South Plaquemines going to keep it rolling.
I believe so. So let's hope we're half right and half wrong, and it's the only way it can go that way.
That's right. So from all of us here at Salvo's Seafood, of course, we're going to thank them thank our sponsors. For Carl Johnson behind the camera, Jason Tonglen, and myself, Cody Juneau, as Jason grabs another piece of alligator.
This is how I think, Salvo's.
Good night, everybody. Remember, stay classy, Plaquemines.
Plaquemines Prep Rewind is proudly sponsored by Deltona Electric and Air Conditioning. We'll fix it in a flash. Reed McClellan with Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Custom Stitches, Embroidery, and Advertising, your one-stop shop for all your promotional needs. Lori Spar Insurance, your independent agent for Plaquemines Parish. Microtel Inn and Suites, designed for a better stay where you're home away from home this season. Newman Crane, 3 locations and 24-hour crane service. Plaquemines Bargain Plus. Read us online at www.bargainsplusnow.com. Razor's Edge Salon and Spa, a full-service salon. Rotolo's, the official pizzeria of Plaquemines Prep. And Tony Plummer with State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.